This is I'm gonna self-edit this. I'm gonna make the table a little taller. Might do a little jostling of the sizing of the figures, but this is basically the way it is, and uh, I have the caption up here, and the what you can't really see is he's probably going to have a sign here that says procedures, invasive and non-invasive. Okay, let's just get started before I get crazy here. All right, let me turn this on. Watch your eyeballs. Okay, we are underway with this is exciting stuff. This is the rather a fair amount of editing in this, which self-edit on the fly editing I call it uh, in the inking stage, but that's the way it is sometimes. So I'm just gonna get going here before I get crazy. All right, so this is the alien. He's at the desk here, or at his desk, and he's open for business. And I'm gonna use this one for one, and maybe another for. I might shrink down the alien slightly uh, in the coloring translation of this uh, of this comic, and and if the easy way, I think it looks better if I it tends to keep the lines more consistent if I do it with the different sized lines. Like this draws a little thicker. I think it's the same. I don't know. I thought it was a 0.5. Anyway, I think it's the. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we are. Let me stop dallying. I don't want to dally. So this is the alien at the table trying to sell his wares, services actually, and he's just sitting there being an alien. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, and this is his, you know, not entirely sure what a non-invasive alien probing device looked like. I've came up with this system here. I don't know. It's just supposed to look, I don't know, like a sort of like a Geiger counter or something like that. I don't know what the heck and I'm gonna square. I don't much. I'm not totally wedded to the size of the table there. Okay, so that's his table. I'm going to give him some big dark glasses here. I might enlarge the size of the glasses a little bit. And I'm not going to give him any ears. I'm going to give him some veins coming off his brain stem. And he's got your typical alien lobed head of like he's a really smart guy. Okay, so that's him, and I'll kind of give him. That's him right there. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to make the desk a little taller than I have it drawn in pencil, and that's I'll go with that. So I'm this is where my self editing starts to get crazy. Like I said, it's not like it's killer. brutal, hard, but um, you know, it's always nicer if you can plan ahead and not have to do that. So that's that one. And what I'm gonna do is finish. I'm gonna do the other. I'm probably going to. Uh, so that's that. And then I'm gonna do this. But chances are I'm going to put a. I'll probably draw it up here, but I'll put a cardboard sign with these things on it up there. Okay, so that's the alien. Then the other thing I've got here is that it's a little. It's I don't know. I gotta move it. It's a little uh, difficult to make out what the heck I got going on, but this is going to be his probing, you know, gun or device, I guess, with that he would have to use if you chose the alternate route of, you know, like it's like this is going to be the uglier way to go if you decided that you wanted to save some money and go with the invasive route rather than the non-invasive route. And he's got his handle here, you know, kind of like he'd have to really grip it and ram it home. So that's the handle of his thing. And you see I drew it one, I'm gonna draw a little bigger, make it look a little more threatening for a device. And so that's right there. And I'll kind of get some wows here. There you go. And this is gonna go like so. Doesn't want to go too deep when he. So that is his. Obviously, maybe you know, I don't specify exactly, but obviously one you get a choice of one or the other. Okay, so there's my little alien guy. He's looking pretty good. I'm gonna finish the sign up right now. So he's gonna be basically on a street corner, peddling his wares, and I'm gonna make what's gonna kind of look like a cardboard sign, sort of. And well, let's see what I got. I'm gonna go. And you're gonna have to bear with me. I'm going to kind of, I kind of, I kind of like to, I'm kind of always torn between using fonts on the computer or doing it myself with the handwriting. Uh, it's it's always it's always a tough call for me. Um, but I I kind of this at least this way I give myself the option. Uh, I feel like I'm not lettering is not my strong suit, and so and then too you see I make the little dots and stuff, and so sometimes I spend more time cleaning them up than I feel is necessary, and so there's invasive is going to be $5, and non-invasive, and of course you always have the option of just duplicating these on the computer. I could have just written invasive one time if it weren't. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This wasn't that big a deal. Okay, I'm, you know, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write 100 again. It almost looks like it's $1. So, but before I do that, I'm just gonna make a what's gonna kind. I'm gonna hopefully make it look kind of like a piece of cardboard. You know, kind of like you know, sort of a kind of a worn piece of cardboard a little bit. I'm gonna make the thing bent, and I'll just bring it over here, and now I can sort of photo manipulate that a little bit with on the computer, and I'll get it to fit down here. So let me write 100 a little better. I feel like that looks too much like $1. I want it definitely to look like $100. In fact, I might just go. I might just do them both again. So I might go like. Here we go. $5, and then 100. There, that's a little more clear. Okay, so that's that. Now I got to draw the guy who's, you know, he's the inquisitive one, uh, wants to. Okay, so I'm going to switch pens here. And probably not totally necessary, but I think I'll go with this one. And so he's just he's reacting to the proposition, and the caption applies to him. So let's he wants to buy some for his co-workers. Yeah, I kind of messed up his teeth. I can fix it. Okay, so and he's asking, what the heck? What kind of, can I get a deal here? So this, nothing tricky on this guy. He's just a guy, just a normal guy, and I'm gonna try him to draw him to be more or less just your average Joe on the street that wants his coworkers to get a probing. Obviously, he's not in the perfect work environment. How many of us are? There's our guy, and he's gonna be wearing a shirt. That sounds like a good idea, huh? And he's got his hands in his pockets. I know you're thinking, oh, come on, how many? It's just kind of a shorthand. His hands aren't really necessary here. I did. It's not like I said, not like I can't draw hands. I can draw hands. It's just that they're not that necessary to this drawing. So okay. So I didn't give him hands, but I gave him a tie. So get off my back, man. Get off my back. And he's got his. I was gonna do it a different way. I'll just give him a belt. I wasn't gonna give him a belt, but he's got a belt now. So there. Now he doesn't have his hand in his pocket, but he's got a gosh darn belt. So get off my back. And there he is, and I got him reaching down, and there, proof of handship. And he's kind of got the inquisitive, hey, what's going on? What do you got for me? What's kind of deals going on? And so he's got his. So that's him. He's asking, you know what? And he's got. All right, so we're almost done there. That came out okay. Nothing great. Shoot, you know, I think I've said before, I'm not the best. I think if I have a weak link in my arsenal of drawing talents, it's probably shoes. I find them a little tedious to draw. I don't get excited about shoes one way or the other, so I just seem to struggle. Although there, that is most of the cartoon. Now the background's gonna be very basic. I'm not even gonna do it right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw basically a line and maybe a brick background, and then I will probably put this sign here, and then the speech bubble right here, and that'll kind of balance everything out. So there, that is a finished tune, my friend. Let me write this one up. I drew this fairly recently. All right, let's I'll color that up shortly and see how she turns out.
Sorry.
And dun dun dun, there it is, in all its colored glory. I like this one. I like the alien. He turned out pretty nicely. He's sort of a combination little green man and frog. I like his two probe devices, it's a fun it's a fun little comic. I'm gonna give myself a C+ on this. Fun comic, not a lot going on. I didn't throw any extras in the background. It was kind of hard to squeeze anything in. So yeah, there's another complete tune. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.